Why is everybody quitting eBay? Or are they? I don't know. I keep seeing people talking about everybody that's quitting eBay, and there's this big epidemic of people backing away from eBay for this reason or that reason, and I don't really buy into it, and I'm going to tell you why. We're also going to pack up 3 orders that sold on eBay yesterday. But before we get into it, my name is Brian, and I'm a reseller. I resell on eBay in the everything category. So I sell, well, camera equipment, clothes, tools, cookware, you name it. I'm probably trying to sell it on eBay and make a profit. So there's a lot of chatter in thumbnails, and including mine, which is the one you clicked on there, talking about people quitting eBay. And, you know, I'm like, are they really? Is there really that many people quitting eBay? And, you know, it's funny that a lot of people don't talk about the good news often enough. You just look everywhere. Look on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. You see clips of the bad stuff, just like little micro clips of the bad. And you don't see enough of the good stuff. And I tell you, when you go through the comment section I look through my videos, every comment, and then I look through comment sections in other people's videos too while I'm watching them. There's a lot of new resellers out there that don't have YouTube channels, that aren't out there talking about, you know, their journey selling on eBay and getting started. So you hear about the people who post, I'm quitting or I'm doing whatever. And there's tons of people joining the eBay army, if you will, selling online, looking to make some extra money on the side, looking for a new income, looking for opportunity. And, you know, when I think about selling on eBay, I kind of think about, and I guess it's not eBay necessarily, it's reselling, and the fact that everybody has one of these, like, attached to their hand most of the time. If not, it's in their back right pocket or left pocket if you're left-handed, or it's very close by. People aren't more than a few feet from that thing at any given time usually. So if you have one of those and you have a concept of reselling, you can pretty much start making money very, very quickly. And you don't even have to start on eBay. You can start flipping stuff on Facebook Marketplace where you don't have to wait for people to hold your payments and pay ad fees and do all this stuff. You can go find free things or very, very cheap things, flip them on Facebook Marketplace, and get cash in your hand very, very fast if you're putting up the right items. There's people here in Oklahoma City I've found now that as I look for tools or different stuff, they have entire businesses on Facebook Marketplace just selling local. It's pretty amazing how big some of these businesses are, how many listings they have, how fast they're selling stuff. So I think of reselling as kind of like this amazing, amazing opportunity for people who want to make more money than they're making now. And for me, eBay is a big part of that because I can sell things, list things, sell things while I'm sleeping, and it's an absolute blast. I don't know. People talk about all the fees, how expensive it is. It's a scam. And I got to tell you, in 6 years of selling on eBay, it's over 6 years now selling on eBay, I've not been scammed one time. And I'm not saying I'm the rule, because I know there are people who legitimately get scammed on eBay, but I don't know. I've sold about 2,500 items now over the past 6 years. A lot of those years was very, very inactive, selling 30, 40 items a year. Just kind of really cruise control, side hobby, not paying attention to eBay. But I've never been scammed, not one time. And so I don't know. So that people talking about eBay as a scam, I don't really buy into that too. There's scams everywhere in life. If you look hard enough, you can find them just all over the place. So don't let that stand in your way. If you're watching this and you are thinking about starting to resell, whether it's on eBay, on Facebook, on Poshmark, on the million different places you can go resell, I would strongly encourage you just to try it. Just give it a go. Spend $10, $20, pull some stuff you're not using around your house. They don't cost you any money to go buy them. sell those. You know, if you don't want to start on a platform like eBay, start on Marketplace. Just get started. But there's just so much opportunity. I was looking, I Googled the thing. I was like, how many people are buying on eBay again? And globally, it's 134 million customers globally on eBay. And I take part in the international shipping program. So I have access to all 134 million people that eBay's bringing to me. So I don't mind paying usually after ad fees, it's about 15% total to sell an item. I don't mind that because they're bringing me 134 million people as long as I'm buying the right products. So, all right. I don't know. That might be enough of the soapbox on eBay and people quitting, but just make sure whenever you see something negative, remember, for there to be a negative, there's also got to be a positive. There's opposite sides of every coin. So don't just look at the tails side of the coin. Flip it over and look at the head side of the coin too. Go find some videos talking about their success on eBay. And that's not going to be me. I'm not like some multi-millionaire eBay seller. I'd say I'm a mediocre, maybe eBay seller. So I wouldn't be the prime example, but there's plenty of people out there who sell tons on eBay. There's people in the comment section of these videos that get published that do very, very well selling on eBay. And yeah, so anyhow, don't get down on it. All right, let's talk about the 3 items that sold on eBay yesterday. They're small items. They're going to be easy to pack, so I'm just going to go ahead and pack them while we're talking. And then at the very end, I'm going to tell you what my best-selling item was from last week. One item definitely stood out. I didn't have tons of sales last week, and I didn't have a lot of high-dollar sales last week because I'm still low on high-dollar items. I spent most of yesterday cleaning cookware. I say most of yesterday, about 3 hours or so cleaning cookware. And I'm going to get all that listed up probably this evening. So should have 4 or 5 sets, so several $100s worth of cookware to sell, which would be nice. All right. The first item that sold yesterday is this vintage Roto-Rooter hat. Super cool hat. This is made in Korea? Yeah. Yupung Hat Company. One size fits all, made in Korea. It's super old, but the inside is like a terry cloth, not that foam that like disintegrates. It's a nice hat. For if you like vintage type hats like that, it's a nice hat. So I ship all my hats now in these 12 by 8 by 6 little fold closure boxes that my dad gets for me. They don't cost anything, which is nice. And I have tons of them. I've got about 20 of them here on the floor, and I've got more up there, and I've got more over here somewhere. I have a lot of those hats, or boxes. So I've been shipping my hats in there. Typically a hat ships for around 12 ounces whenever I put it in that box. Sometimes 10 ounces. So we're going to see. This is, I feel like, a little bit lighter weight hat. So I think it'll ship pretty, it might ship 10 ounces. Put all my hats in a poly bag, just like that. I don't think it necessarily needs it, but I like the presentation that the customer gets whenever they get the hat like that. It looks like somebody cared enough about it. I'm going to use lime green today for my thank you notes. And I'm going to write inside the box. If I can write today. It's nothing fancy, and I messed up the word a little bit. I did P-R instead of P-U. But thank you for your purchase. Enjoy whenever I put a note. A lot of times I write it on the bottom of the USPS shipping labels. Just close that guy up right there. I do have all of my packing supplies in the comment section below, or in the video description. So you will There's links there. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I don't make any money off anything. I just put it there in case you are curious what kind of stuff I'm using. All right, got that guy done. Let's see how close we are to 10 ounces. We're going to keep track of the profit while we go along too. See how much money I made yesterday? 10 ounces. All right. That was a pretty good guess. Usually it's either 10 or 12. I rarely go under or over. And that was a lightweight hat. So that one cost me 50 cents at a garage sale, and I sold it for $8.57 plus shipping. Going to San Ramon, California. I typically try to sell hats for more than that. I don't like selling hats that cheap, really. But because last week I didn't list a ton. The week before I listed a fair amount. Last week I didn't list a ton. I wanted to get some action in the store. It was a little bit slow coming out of the weekend. So yesterday and today, I've got a 30% off sale going. And then I'm going to make... took pictures yesterday. I'm going to take more pictures later today. All that stuff will go live at like 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And then will be a new store sale. So I'm going to cut back to like 25% off like I've been doing kind of for the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's today and tomorrow is the 30%. Started yesterday, runs through Thursday, and then Friday morning starts 25% off. Sorry. So I was trying to clear out some of this old stuff, like the Roto-Rooter hat, some of these other things that I've sold as well. Sorry, it was a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I charged $6.99, do flat rate shipping on those hats, and I paid $6.05. So we're going to purchase that shipping label, make a little bit of money back on that. Do all my printing on my thermal printer down here. So I do it through Bluetooth. It's a Munbin printer, which I really like. It is in the linked below in the description. So let's see. Profit. Take out my 50 cents. So I made $6.53 on that hat. Not the worst, not the best. All right, got that one out of the way. Next item is going to be interesting to see what the profit's like on these guys. Are these cool? KUHL is the brand. Rogue silencer pants, brand new tags. I bought these in Colorado a couple months ago. I bought them for my younger son. They were his size, and I was like, oh, I think he'll like these. It's kind of a ripstop nylon material, and they were $22, which is significantly less than retail for this brand. And bought them at Sierra Trading Post, which is like a subsidiary of TJ Maxx. It's part of the TJX brand, so it's TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods, and Sierra Trading Post, which they don't have tons of stores, but they're like very outdoor focused, an outdoor clothing brand and all that stuff. It's pretty cool. I don't have them here, which is a bummer. But anyhow, so I bought those pants for him. He tried them on. He's like, nah, I don't like them. I was like, that's okay, because I looked them up before I bought them for you. In case you didn't want them, I wanted to be able to resell them. And I did. Oh. Somebody just bought some toys. Super cool. Oh, some of those old Fisher-Price toys that were from the original video on this channel. Anyhow, I'll ship those tomorrow. Get those shipped tomorrow. Someone's going to yell at me for that I'm not shipping them right now when I'm shipping orders. Someone's gonna yell at me. So I bought these pants for $23.76 with tax, and I sold them for $52.42 plus shipping. So that's definitely not a great. It's not going to be a great profit, but I didn't buy them expecting to resell them. I really thought he was going to like them, and I was a little shocked when he didn't actually. But you know, that's the way things go. So let's ship these bad boys. I always put a blank shipping label on my packages whenever I put them on the scale to try to get the most accurate weight for shipping. All right, 14 ounces. And that is 11 by 9 by 3. It's really 2, but going to Fort Collins, Colorado, which is hilarious. That's like an hour away from where I bought them in Colorado. Making a little money on the shipping. Buyer paid $7.99 flat rate shipping on clothing, and then I pay $6.60. We're going to buy that shipping label. And print it off. So I'll just write my thank you note on the bottom of the shipping label on this one since it's in a poly bag. All right, let's get this on here. All right, that one's good to go. Let's see what kind of profit we got there. Order earnings $45.09, so $23.76. So up to $24 is going to be 24 and 24, so $21.33. Yep, $21.33. That's better than I thought it was going to be, so that's not too bad. And then the third item that sold is this pair of Nikon lenses. They got these really nice little kind of suede cases. So this is a Nikon DX AFS. I don't know. I'm just going to show you. You can see there what it is. That one. And then there's a bigger one. Same series, bigger lens. Sold them in a pair. Lucky, these were free. So they were a family and friends item that I didn't pay for. And that means the profit's going to be pretty good. I sold the pair. They were on sale. Now these have been listed recently. I may have made a mistake by not excluding these from the 30% off sale, because at $99.89 they should have sold within a couple weeks. I listed them last week, or 2 weeks ago actually, but sold them for $69.92 plus shipping. Since I have no cost into it, it doesn't really burn me up. So let's see here. We're going to put these in another one of these fold flat boxes. Going to put a little bit of bubble wrap around them. And then packing paper. You don't need tons of bubble wrap. This is a little bit more for appearance than anything. They'll go in there. packing paper will go around it. Because if something hits that box hard enough that it's going to, you know, the force is going to go through the packing paper and damage the item, that bubble wrap wasn't going to stop it in the first place. All right. Get a nice layer on the bottom. Get a little bird's nest built up here. So when I pack something like this is what it looks like. Like that, you build a little nest around the item. And then fill in the top. And I like to pack mine slightly over full. So my packing paper will stick up like that. And then I'll compress it with the top. You don't want to put so much that you're putting an immense amount of pressure on the item, but you do want to have a nice tight fit. So there's no item shaking. I forget who said it, but in the comment section of the video, somebody said if it shakes, it breaks. Which is not true. It doesn't necessarily break if it shakes. But much higher likelihood. And I just noticed that I am wobbling the camera a little bit. So with the tape gun, I apologize for that. I didn't write the thank you note inside the box, so we'll put it on the shipping label on that one. Let's see what we got. Exactly 2 pounds on the dot, 2.0. I must have done flat rate shipping because I don't have any dimensions in here. Hopefully I did like $12.99. I did $9.99. I must have seen that other people were using that kind of flat rate shipping or that shipping range. So I charged $9.99 for shipping and I paid $8.98. So we're gonna buy that. Going to Oak Hill, Virginia. Now we can see how much money we made on that guy right there, and then how much money we made for the day. Let's check that out. So order earnings $62.67, which is all profit because I don't have any money in those items, in those lenses. All right, so we are at, there's $1.53, 6, 7, 8, 10, $90.53 in pre-tax profit yesterday. Not bad for the way I've been treating my store. Not great when you're trying to have eBay as your primary income. But yeah. If you're new to watching this, I do have a separate channel now where I haul junk. I have a junk removal business, which has been a little bit slow, but I've made some money at that already, done a few jobs, and it has been, you know, it's funny. I have probably about as much fun doing junk removal as I do eBay. It's actually very, I don't know, I like interacting with people. And it just, so it gives me a chance to interact with people and help them solve an issue. I get to make some money, and the manual labor part of it kind of gives you a sense of accomplishment once you clean up an area and you leave it looking good, and then you get rid of the stuff. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. But I will link that down in the description in case anybody wants to go watch me. And in one of the videos, my son haul away some random person's junk. But yeah, okay. Now let's talk about the best-selling item from last week. It was not a super high dollar item. It was this Storm Streamline 3-ball bowling ball bag that I sold in about 24 hours. I picked it up at Goodwill for $12.09 and sold it for $69.89 plus shipping. Like I said, in about 24 hours. I sold it at about $15 to $20 cheaper than a comp that I had seen, because this had a tear in the fabric of the bag in the back. So you're going to have all this pressure on the back of the bag, and there was a tear there. I probably could have taken the time to sew it up and then sold it for more. I just wanted to sell it and make some money, and I did, and now somebody else can repair the bag. But ended up making $43.83 of pre-tax profit on that one. And it was super easy to ship. I thought it was going to be very difficult. It was not very difficult because it wasn't fragile. I just had to find the right box to just kind of go right over the top of it and get it out the door. So that's it for probably this week. I don't think there'll be any other videos coming out this week. It'll probably be Monday before you see the next one. So if this, if you're here still, if you're still here, thank you so much. You're a champ. To prove it, I'm going to put this trophy up here that says you're a champ, just for you. But I really do appreciate the support. Oh, I can't forget, if you like this type of video, if you like this video in particular, and you don't mind hitting the hype button down there that has like the star and the little thing behind it, it really helps YouTube know that you like this type of video. I do make a little bit more money on views like that, just so you know, if you hype it. I don't know if everybody knows that, but it's not like tens of dollars or anything. It's like, I don't know, it's a little bit of extra money. But in any case, if you like the video, don't do it just because I asked, only if you like the video and this type of content. So I really appreciate it. And until next time, have a great day.